Alright, so given the triangles and we have all these points right here, so this is A, B is there, C is there, we're going to do perpendicular bisectors to all the sides. Alright, so we're going to graph and write an equation for the perpendicular bisector of AB. Now, not to make this too crazy of a problem, to help us out a little bit, realize that the midpoint would be right here. You guys could double check my work if you wanted to. Alright, the midpoint, you're going to graph that at 6, -2. And again, you could count it. I believe in your guys' ability. We've done midpoints for so long. The slope, so let me pick another. For the midpoint we'll call D. Because then we have the slope of AB is, again, just a bunch of counting right now. Really, you counted the slope, we counted the midpoint, down 4 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So down 4 over 8, -1/2. Alright, so really what a big punchline of this too, where should I write this? I'm going to write it over here. Actually, no, I'm not going to write it there. I'm going to write it up here. Point slope form is going to be a big punchline. Alright, you guys talked about that a lot in your past. Alright, so we have the y plus 2, because it was -2 for the midpoint, equals, what's the slope? We want the perpendicular slope, so it's going to be +2, because we did the opposite reciprocal of that. X minus 6 when we plug that in. Alright, so really we're going through this point right here. We went through this point. Now we have a slope of 2, so up 2 over 1, down 2, we'll just go like this. Alright, and we graphed it. Okay, now we're going to graph and write an equation for the perpendicular bisector of BC. And again, not to overcomplicate it too much, I'm just going to tell you a lot. Boom, that's the midpoint right there. We'll call that point E. And that is located at 8, -6. Alright. Now, the slope of BC, again, just a lot of counting, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, it's 1. The slope is 1. Alright? So when I do my equation, it's going to be y plus 6 equals, what's the opposite reciprocal of 1? Change the sign, negative, flip 1, it's still 1. Parentheses x minus 8. Alright? So really, now we just have a slope of -1, so I'm going to go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Nice, negative, nice, negative. And this is all going to intersect, or go just like that. Alright? And we're going to do this one more time. We're going to graph and write the equation for the perpendicular bisector of AC. Alright? So what's the midpoint of AC? It's right there. I'm going to call that point F, which is at 4, -4. And what's the slope of AC? Alright, well, it's down 4 over 2. So it's -4 over 2, or just -2. So then when we write our equation in point slope form, it's going to be y, changes sign, so it's -4y plus 4 equals, with the opposite reciprocal of -2, +1/2. Change the sign, flip it, parentheses x minus 4. Because of that. So really I'm just going to go from this midpoint and go up 1 over 2. Alright, it's going to look something like this. Wow, this is the major punchline. Alright, So what happened? Well, first off, let's not forget the fact that all of these were perpendicular bisectors. This green line perpendicular bisected that side, perpendicular bisected that side, perpendicular bisected that side. They're all perpendicular bisectors, and look, they all intersected at one point. That's freaking crazy. All right, they all intersected at one point. What's the chances? All right, OMG, what happened? All perpendicular bisectors intersected at one point, and this was inside the triangle. All right, so this is when we start to get juicy. Some crazy things are going to happen. My mind is blown. What are the chances all of them intersect? All right, and we're going to finish these notes in the next video.